Welcome to a view on Synduality Echo of Ada. As of currently in the closed beta network test, so things will or might change later as a quick disclaimer. For those who don't know, Synduality Echo of Ada is a PvE, PvP style mech extraction shooter and survival game akin to games you might know like Escape from Tarkov. You take control of a mech or a person called Drifter, which has an AI Magus or partner helping you inside your missions as you collect resources, defeat enemies called Enders and other NPCs/player drifters. The world. In the world we find ourselves in this game, an apocalypse called Tears of a New Moon wiped out most of humanity, which built themselves an underground city to survive afterwards. Now collapsed after an eternal accident and in need of resources, they sent out people and mechs in order to reclaim the surface. You, as a drifter, are collecting resources and so-called AO crystals inside your matches and scavenging runs in order to get money, upgrades and other essentials. Graphics. The graphics in this game, they do look pretty good. They have nice bright lighting and open as well as closed areas. Different zones will have their own aesthetic or theme inside of them. For example, it ranges from a desert zone to a city zone or factory zone to, if you find yourself more north, you will end up in the mountains where snowstorms and the like will cover your screen. So far the game, however, suffers from light performance issues such as frame drops, which so far seem to randomly occur to me. Another negative point for me is also the lack of graphical options. I do not know if it will move over to the release game, but so far you only get to choose between prioritizing graphics and prioritizing performance, which have no indication what they are changing inside the game. As a side note, for now, motion blur is deactivatable. However, it finds itself in a different section of the settings under controls/game settings. As to why specifically there, not in the graphic settings, I don't know, but it's just awkward to me at least. To the combat, or the game itself and the weapons. Unlike other mech games we had so far, the combat in Synduality is rather slow in comparison. It is land-based, as in there is no flying or like real omnidirectional movement. There's a multitude of weapons ranging from submachine guns to the usual assault rifle or snipers, etc. Of those I have tested and ran around with in my runs are none which felt bad in a sense of uncontrollable recoil or lack of damage. For PvE inside the runs, the combat consists out of fighting enders as you pass through zones, get to extracting or mining the so-called AO crystals, or meet NPC enemies called Magus Hunters, which are rogue NPC drifters in their own cradles. Each of these give their own loot as well, and if you're lucky you can loot other cradle parts from these Magus Hunters. For PvP, if you're feeling spicy, most of it will come down to meeting other players where you, at the time of meeting them, will be pretty cautious of what they will be doing while in your vicinity. The same, however, goes for them as well, because you never know what the other might be planning. Most often, a friendly greeting lessens the tension a lot, however. Don't drop your guard and be mindful of their position all the time while you're both near each other. If not, you might find yourself turning your back to an enemy you don't know yet, and they'll get the full view of the backside of your cradle called the coffin. It is your weak point and the position of your Magus. Any hit you will receive there will hurt you, more especially when the enemy is specialized in cradle hunting. There are also leaderboards for bounty hunters and bounties themselves. Should you enjoy hunting other players as either a bounty hunter or a rogue drifter yourself and being a menace to other players on the zones, this might be something for you where you can grind yourself a bit of a reputation towards the. gameplay or mech movement. The gameplay in Synduality is smooth. In the time I have been playing, I had no buggy mesh movement. The mech itself controls a bit sluggy, which gives it a sense of weight. You do not immediately stop or rather go down from your speed. There is a sprinting or driving, you could say, which increases your speed but only forward and sideways. You can jump, but as for now there is no flying. I don't know if there will ever be though. I don't think it's in their concept of the game. Upon boosting, you have a heat bar which will fill up, causing you to overheat should you cross the threshold. This will lock you down to walking till it completely cools off again. Keep that in mind while being near other drifters or players, as it could spell your defeat if you cannot retreat fast enough or dodge their bullets as you're stuck to walking. Synduality offers you a hangar or base from which you start your sorties, build your mech in, or play dress-up doll with your Magus. At first it will be bare bones, random places given time and collecting resources on your run. You will be able to upgrade it and make it into something proper for you and your waifu or husbando living area included. Your Magus is your AI partner helping you throughout your runs. She will give you infos about things which will be happening. For example, she will be hearing engine sounds, or she will be telling you that someone's fighting in your near or drilling on AO crystals around. As well as telling you, for example, if you're being hunted by the enemy bandit overlord. At the end of each match, she will also give you a recap of everything that is happening, with like tips and infos, and just for you to just recoup what has happened. You can build them to your preference. For example, you can give them a defensive setup, allowing you to drop a shield later on in a run, should you need it to block someone's way or damage in general, or build her to just cause more damage fighting other creators. In the hangar itself, you can put on different outfits on your Magus, or change their makeup before you go into sorties. One unique part of this game is, however, that you can be separated or lose your Magus should you fall in battle and not be able to flee or eject quick enough. Other players might hunt you for your Magus and your loot, as the first is quite valuable, making it a promising opportunity. With that, I thank you for watching my video, and I hope I was able to shed some light or offer some insights about Synduality Echo of Ada. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give me a thumbs down, it can only help me. And maybe comment down below about what you think. If you're interested in watching more of my content, I also stream on Twitch under twitch.tv/ricehamster on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 17 PM CET+1 or CET+2 in summertime.